Alrighty guys, so EA dropped new Ultimate Legends today. We've got 4 cards, the 2 LTDs and then the 2 champs. We've got Dan Marino, William Perry as the LTDs, Carlos Dansby and Walter Jones as the champs. And then those champ cards obviously are going to be getting 2 out of position cards. So we get a Carlos Dansby wide receiver and a Walter Jones left edge. Now, you guys are probably wondering why do we need to stay away from these cards? These 2 cards, because they're way too expensive. Over 2 million coins for a quarterback in Dan Marino, and over 3 million coins for a defensive tackle in William Perry. Then looking at the champ cards, about 500-ish K each. Very cheap for the time that I'm recording this as far as legend drops go. But we will talk about why, because EA is now getting in the habit of cheating cards out of abilities. Some people talked about this because we could see it from a mile away based off of the reveals last night. But all abilities in the game require certain attribute ratings. Now, if we look at this Walter Jones left edge right here, to upgrade him, if you guys do not know, up to a 98 overall, what has been the theme for the last few weeks with these new Ultimate Legends is they get an out of position card. You can upgrade the out of position card to the champion overall, but you have to add the champion level card. You could add in the free card that you get out of the upgrade token set for the weekly spotlight thing, which is pretty cool. But the problem with this Walter Jones card is he's a left edge, has 92 speed, 95 acceleration, but the stat right next to that, 96 strength. If anybody does know, or I guess even if you don't know, the best defensive line ability in the game is double or nothing, and you need 97 strength. So EA made him intentionally 1 strength off of being able to get the best defensive line ability in the game. Now, their rebuttal to that, if they had a rebuttal, would be, well, he gets the best defensive line X factor in the game, that being Colossus, which yes, he does, because it requires, I think it's still behind me, 96 power move. And it starts in the zone, which he does have 97 power move, but this card at that point is only going to be viable for the next 11 or 12 days. Now, that's still a decent amount of time, but for him to have the best defensive line ability in the game going forward, there's just not really a point in picking this card up, because there are better cards in the game that you can get and get instead of this Walter Jones that will have that Colossus ability, or I guess X factor, I should say. Now again, his does start in the zone, which is pretty nice. You don't have to earn it, but the other cards, once you get it, it will stay on forever, and somebody could just come in and zap this ability with a momentum shift, and then basically you just have a mute point at your edge rushing position. So it does not get double or nothing, and at that point there's not really any point in looking any further at the card. He does get Sugar Rush chemistry, which is cool, I guess. Seahawks chemistry, which that's why I was excited to look at this card, because I was thinking, maybe his out of position won't be too bad, considering that he is a Seahawk and I run a Seahawks team. Now looking at Carlos Dansby wide receiver, when he gets upgraded, he goes up to a 97 speed, 99 jump, which is pretty nice, as well as a 97 medium route running, 93 short route running, and a 95 deep route running. But his card, if he gets upgraded, if I can go ahead and find it, his change of direction goes up to a... Sorry, let me just make sure before I tell you guys it wrong, because I don't remember how they have it upgraded. Yeah, his change of direction goes up to a 95, which is pretty good. And then also his agility rating, which is pretty important for a certain ability. If I can find it on the card, sorry, I'm looking over here in the bottom right, and I know that's kind of behind where my head is at. His agility goes up to a 95 as well. And if we take a look at probably the best wide receiver ability in the game, that being route tech, he needs 97 agility to get it. Now you can overpay for it in the last slot, but it is going to cost you 4 AP. That's the other problem with Walter Jones. You can't even overpay for that double or nothing ability, which again is the best defensive line ability in the game. And what I mean by overpay is you don't get it in these first 3 slots because he doesn't have the attribute rating right here, but usually in the last slot you couldn't get any of these abilities without that being locked. Doesn't even get double or nothing there. So I would stay away from that out of position Walter Jones. This Carlos Dansby, you can overpay for it, but at that point there's just so many better options that you can get at wide receiver. But if you're looking for maybe a Browns chem player or Dolphins, Bengals, or Cardinals, not really a terrible option. You'll have a 99 speed wide receiver that when upgraded completely, if I go ahead and take a look at his truck rating, which should hopefully show here somewhere, truck. Yeah, it only goes up to an 81, so he can't even get that tank ability, which would be probably the best ability to have on a wide receiver. Now, onto the champion cards. Why I would stay away from these guys. Walter Jones, I mean, looked like maybe possibly one of the best O-linemen in the game. 99 run block, 96 pass block, but the card does not even have enough strength to get secure protector for 0 AP, and you would have to overpay for it in the last slot for 3 AP, which if you guys watched my last video, which I would recommend everybody going and doing, or I guess 2 videos ago, I talked about the best free 98 overall Sugar Rush champions to pick in Madden 26 Ultimate Team. There is an Ikem Ekwonu, who can get 0 AP secure protector for the rest of the year at left tackle for 100% free with carrots you can earn right now in the game. Walter Jones, you have to spend 3 of your offensive AP on it. Just absolutely not worth it at that point. Again, it is more of a just mute point because he can't even get it in his season 7 bucket because he does not have that 96 strength rating. Now, other abilities you could get on him, he does have enough pass block to get pass protector and all day on him for free, which again, it's not awful. It's definitely not terrible. You can get pass protector in this slot for 0 AP as well as in this first one. So you can run 0 AP all day and 0 AP pass protector. But again, you're just not getting the best of the best for that 500K that you could spend. Even then, Ikem Ekwonu is going to be a little bit more coins, but you're going to have a better ability for the rest of the year. Now, looking at this Carlos Dansby card, he's only going to be 95 speed, which again, if you have one of these theme teams, could be a very good card. Me personally, I don't, and these are not necessarily the most popular theme teams, so that's why I would say stay away from him. But he also does come in with a 95 block shed. Problem is he is a linebacker with 95 zone coverage, and his change of direction is only an 89. But the problem with the 95 zone coverage is that for him, he does not get the best middle linebacker ability in the game, at least for the masses of the people, being mid-zone KO. He doesn't get that because he does not have 96 zone coverage, and he's one off. That's the biggest problem with what EA is doing. They keep dropping cards one off of the attributes that they know, or the stats and the abilities that they know people will want to run. Now, he does get secure tackler on him as well as tackle supreme, which is pretty nice, especially for those freight trains that are running out there. Tackle supreme is going to be the best, but also secure tackler is also going to get the job done. He gets those abilities, which is nice. So I guess you can run a stack of secure tackler or tackler supreme, whichever you prefer, and then lurk artist, and you should be okay. But you're not really going to get any of those zone knockouts, which I think are pretty much essential to that online gameplay. And then the biggest problem with the LTDs is just the price. These cards are always just ridiculously priced. Like, there's no William Perry's up on PlayStation right now, and it's $430 at the time I'm recording this, which is absolutely ridiculous. But he has 93 speed, 99 block shed, 99 power move. So with that being said, he's going to be able, and 99 strength as well, so he can get for the rest of the year 0, or I'm sorry, I thought it would be 0. No, his is not even 0 AP. He doesn't get a season 8 bucket. That's another problem with these cards. Yes, he's going to have these abilities for the next 20 days, but even now, some of those Sugar Rush cards are getting season 8 buckets on them, and I think for the price you would have to pay for this card being over 3.5 mil, I would stay away. And then Dan Marino right here. Card looks decent for sure. They gave him ridiculous starting on X Factors, but again, if your opponent has a momentum shift, you are just absolutely cooked. You're just done for. You're done for if your opponent has a momentum shift, because it's going to take away any of these abilities. Most people would probably run dots. Same problem I had with Jackson Dart, but at least as Dan Marino is going to come in with 99 throw power, so he can get pass lead elite for the next 20 days, as well as even in these first slots, he can get it for 7 AP instead of the normal 11 or 12 AP cost. So Dan Marino, not a terrible card, but again, just for the price you would have to pay for him, and him only being 88 speed, I just believe there are better options out there for you. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let me know what you guys think about the new legends that dropped today down in the comment section. And it's been all from your boy Dynamic, y'all. I'm out. Peace.